come a time in life where all you really want is to feel happy and content. You're probably chasing it already and you just don't realise it. Modern life is like anti-contentment. Most people have jobs they don't want. They can't live where and how they want. They live in built up urban areas with little access to nature. And when they do have it, they don't even care that it's there. The whole world seems to have shiny object syndrome. We think if we have that one job, that one salary, that car, that house, that item of clothing, that we're going to feel differently. Hours get wasted every single day just trying to make ends meet or scrolling online instead of doing things that we find more fulfilling. And the worst part is, we can feel that something's wrong, but instead of reevaluating and taking stock, we just do nothing. Is there a chance that we've got it all wrong? We don't really need all these extra things to keep us happy. Is a simple life more conducive to happiness? And are we completely blind to what it is we're really seeking, convinced that materialism or money will give us everything and remove every defect from our lives? If so, what do we really need? After some thought, I narrowed it down to these things: simple food, health, shelter, clothing, spirituality and love. I believe that if we have all of these things, we're going to be more happy on the whole. But what about things like goals? It feels like wanting more is kind of written into our DNA, but are goals necessary to keep us happy? It can also feel like if you aren't striving for something at all times, then you're stagnant. To be honest, I think it probably depends on the goal. Let me give you an example. If you have a goal for maybe 10, 20 or 50k a month so that you can flex on your friends and buy a watch or a fucking car, that's probably not going to keep you happy in the long run. On the other hand, if your goal is to make 10k a month and you're doing something that you feel passionately about and that thing helps other people, that's where the real juice is going to lie, and that's probably going to have more sustainability. And that is why it's so important to have a why. You've probably heard that before. What's your why? It's important to have a why that is bigger than you and to actually have a purpose. See, wanting to get rich is not a purpose. It doesn't really serve anyone except you. Sure, you could donate money. There's an argument to say you could do more to help others if you're in that position, but really you're not serving anyone except you. But when the focus shifts to serving and being of service, money doesn't even come into the equation. It's just a bonus. At the end of the day, it's all about being honest with yourself, listening to your gut and your emotions. Your emotions are like a compass, and if something feels off, it probably is. I've actually seen and felt this with myself recently. I've been like getting way off track, thinking only about my selfish wants and my selfish needs, and because of that I've felt more unhappy. I feel like I've been chasing money to the point where it's consumed me, and because of that I decided to kind of reconnect with parts of myself that I haven't seen for a while. When I was younger, I used to write and record music and I used to love it. Okay, so I'm not expecting a record deal to pop up anytime soon, but I'm naturally quite creative and it's something that I love to do, so why shouldn't I do it? The same thing with basketball. I used to love it when I was growing up. I would spend all day on a court somewhere. And recently when we went to Texas, I got to see an NBA game and it was like a childhood dream for me. It was an amazing experience seeing all these incredible players and just being there in the atmosphere. It was absolutely electric and the fire in my stomach got instantly lit. I thought, you know what? I love basketball. Why in the fuck did I stop playing? Am I going to let my age define what I can and can't do, or my happiness? So having things that you love and that you are passionate about is very important to your long-term happiness. Happiness and contentment are very personal things, and lines can get very blurry when you start comparing yourself to other people. My story, like yours, is completely unique. My twists and turns, my ideals, my interests, my beliefs are all mine. It makes literally no sense for me to compare myself to other people. But at times I've thought, oh, I'm fucking 42. I should have a mansion, I should have multiple businesses, because I've looked at other people at the same age and thought that I should have what they have. But our lives are not the same. They haven't lived my life, they haven't had my experiences. And that's bullshit anyway, because there are no rules. Who says that by a certain point you have to do anything? There are no rules. There are only perceptions and beliefs. And when I look at my life now, I'm 42. I earn a pretty average amount of money in the grand scheme. I live in a really humbly sized apartment with my fiance, who I love dearly. You could literally spit on the beach from my house. I have clothes. 6 days out of 7 I eat simple healthy food. I pray to I don't know what every single morning and meditate straight after. I go to the gym and or exercise every day, so I'm healthy. I have this channel and a couple of service positions, so I'm trying to do stuff for other people. And do you know what? I've never been happier. Everything in my life is simple and stripped down to the bare bones. I literally do what I care about. I do what I'm passionate about, and that is it. And it works for me. Obviously, this is not advice that I'm giving you, okay? I'm just a fucking dude. This is not advice. This is just me speaking from my experience. I say this in pretty much every video. Guys, remember, it is your God-given right to be successful. Disclaimer, whatever that means for you. But it is your responsibility to reach your potential.